PSK, we're making that green. People always say, what the hell does that mean? P is for the people who can't understand how one homeboy became a man. S is for the way you scream and shout. One by one, I'm knocking you out. K is for the way his DJ's cutting. Other MCs, man, they ain't saying nothing. Rocking on to the break of dawn. I think cold money, your time is on. Goes perfectly, doesn't it? Oh, hip hop, bagpipe hip hop. It's a new genre I'm working on. It's gonna be big, man. You wait. I can't play the bagpipes. I don't know anyone personally that does play the bagpipes. I might have to hire from the outside. That's dedicated to the guy who was playing bagpipes in town when I was walking back from the supermarché. Buy my groceries, come back. There's this square, there's a guild hall, and then there's a big square area, like a public area outside that. And as I was going towards that, I could hear bagpipes, and I was like, is there someone playing bagpipes? Or is it like a loudspeaker? Because they have events of all kinds there. So it's not out of the question that they'd have a loudspeaker playing bagpipes. And as I'm walking into the square, I'm looking around thinking, where the fuck are these loud goddamn bagpipes coming from? And then sort of hidden away behind these pillars on the steps of the guild hall is a fucking guy playing the bagpipes. Just dressed in like clothes, like a jumper and a sweater for my American audience. Just a sweater and jeans and boots. And just playing the fucking bagpipes. And I was just like... It felt good because that's like the music of my people. Scotsman, fucking. I don't know what that is, but that's bagpipes. And so I wanted to like walk past, put my fist in the air, and be like, "Yeah, let's go, fucking feel that, man." I guess you're going. Speaking of get you going, today's episode. We're only looking at this again. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? But I figure, someone's commissioned me. Very cool. This is a cool commission. Some of the commissions I get are like, Well, there was one which is like, I don't know where it is. It's under too much stuff. Can't be fucked. Pet portraits, a lot of those, and which are it's fine. I like animals, so cool, fine, whatever. But some commissions, sometimes people say things like, can you paint me a picture of the dark judges from Judge Dredd? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I fucking can. I can absolutely do that. And so research. What better place to look for inspiration for the dark judges? Obviously, I could just obviously OVVIUSLY obviously ovulatelessly. I could Google image search Judge Dredd, Dark Judges, Judge Death, Judge Mortis, Judge fucking whatever. But why do that when I got a fucking fuck book containing some? I even thought, I've got that slightly bigger edition of Simon Bisley's one, but then I realised Simon Bisley's only has Judge Death in it, and not the others. And even then, his for a large portion of that story, the Judge Death isn't even the typical traditional Judge Death. It's this weird new biker clothed version. So I figured I'd get the book, continue forward, because there's the Glenn Fabry and Jim Murray tale. Die Laughing, is that the title of the piece? Yeah, Batman Judge Dredd. Die Laughing. Batman Judge Dredd, die laughing. You whore. Oh, speaking of whores, I did a good deed today in the supermarket when I was buying my groceries. Had my earphones in, listening to gangster rap, you know, as you do. Shackle me in chains, tamper with my brain, spit a 10-digit number when you call me by my name. Blah, 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 blah. And so I'm going down the cereal aisle, near the cereal aisle. That's important. Anyway, some old bitch accosts me, and she goes, "Oh, excuse me, sorry, can you help me?" And I was like, "Oh God, what now?" Bear in mind, as of currently, it's I guess by the time this is out, it would have been 5 weeks since the drawing contest, and I have literally not interacted physically with or in person with another person since the drawing competition. And the drawing competition, I interacted with many people. Not many, but a whole bunch of people. Some I'd known before, some I had not. And that was a whole thing. And, since then, not one. And I realised that, I'm experiencing all this, these fucking depressive episodes and anxiety and panic attacks. And maybe, I don't know if it's because of, but it certainly would make sense to be a part of that. And it's certainly not helping. The fact is that I've had zero human contact in over a month. Just fucking not. I mean, I leave my home to like take some walks and buy food and whatever, but it's just nothing. I just don't have friends. All my friends are in other countries. I know them through Instagram and that's that. There are people in England, but travel's expensive. So this old lady stops me, and because I've not interacted with anyone, I went, "What?" I didn't really. I removed one of my earphones and said, "Oh, sorry. What the fuck do you want, you old cunt?" She goes, "Oh, could you reach the prunes on the shelf? I can't reach the tinned prunes." She wanted tinned prunes. She didn't want the economy ones that were close to the front. She wanted the expensive brand name ones. Oh, she's got her pension in, paying for her expensive prunes. So I had to reach up and back and get the prunes, and I was like, "Oh, just one tin, is it? You old prune-eating whore. Take those prunes, you bitch. Fucking eat them. Eat a whole tin of prunes and shit yourself to death. Fucking old cunt." Oh, look, Dark Judges. See, in my head, when someone says, "Can you do me a picture of the Dark Judges?" I picture just this. I don't know where Judge Mortis has got into. I think Mortis is the one with the animal skull head. Is he not a part of this? Oh no, he's a part of it later on because it's a specific. I'm wheezy again. Jesus Christ, I'll be fine all week. I mean, I have just been spray painting at my desk, so that's probably not a good idea. I have zero ventilation. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't open my windows, and I fill my home with fucking aerosol fumes and wonder what's wrong with me. Oh, hot chocolate. There's a reason for the hot chocolate. We'll get to that. Tasty fish. Poison. Tasty fish. Simpsons. One fish, two fish. Red blowfish. One fish, two fish, blowfish, blue fish. So someone commissioned me, and I just want to paint this, literally this, and then pop Judge Mortis in there as well. Make Judge Death a bit bigger and more empowering, or more overpowering. But I love that Judge Fear, and I think this is Judge Fire, maybe. I can't remember the name of that one. But yeah, just copy that, and then I'm halfway done basically. That's always the hardest part. I say it again and again and fucking again. The hardest part is just coming up with poses and how to actually construct the piece as opposed to just paint it. So this takes away all of having to actually do shit. So that's, maybe I should do that. Of course I'm not actually gonna do that. Come on now. I might. No, I won't. But I might. But I won't. I could, but I won't. Mortis. I posted it there so I could remember where the Jim Murray tale starts proper. Yeah, I just want some inspiration, and then I'm going to do some doodling. Oh, there it is. That fucking page, man. I love that so goddamn much. This is actually completely coincidentally, since we together looked at that Jim Murray video last week. Did I put that in? I feel like did I upload that? Yeah, I might have done. I must have done. I Mastodon. Yeah, but so Jim Murray. Yeah, just fucking. And it's. Jesus Christ, I don't know what it is. I'm obviously incredibly unhealthy. That's what it is. It's me going, God, I don't know what's wrong with me. You know exactly what's wrong. It's just, it squeaks. It's like I've swallowed a squeaky toy, and just every time I breathe in. No, it's not going anywhere. It looks like a ghoul from Fallout 4. That's what I was getting to with that. And then it looks like a horse ghoul, and then a horse ghoul, and then the Judge Mortis face. I love that. I really, really like that a lot. And that's cool. I might draw this, like copy this as, you know, like inspirational concept draws. I think it's happening already. All right, so I'm going to be really, really horrible and you know, pander to Gen Z or whatever. I'm going to put EP in the thumbnail because that's a Gen Z word for sleepy. I think it is anyway. If you see a cute little cat and he's falling asleep, it's because he's EP. Oh, EP little kitty. So, you know, I hate myself for it, but I'm going to do that just because, you know, people might click on it more. I don't like to do clickbait necessarily, but I'll throw the word EP in there because I've taken some melatonin gummies. I said I was going to, and I did. There was no real information. No, well, there's information on the pot, but there wasn't information specifically regarding how long it takes them to take effect. Oh, it is fire. Yeah, Judge Fire. So I did a little Google, and it said on average, if you take some kind of melatonin supplement, it can take about an hour to have an effect. And I took them just over half an hour ago. About half an hour before I started recording. Because then I figured half an hour after that into the recording, they'll start to really take effect, and we'll see how sleepy I get and how much I can or can't continue with the fucking podcast and shit. And so I figured I'll go along with that, and I'll have myself a nice, you know, bedtime. It's fucking 1 PM. A nice EP sleepy little hot chocolate. Get ready for bed. Because that's, you know. And then Judge Fear has a good moment here. Gaze into the face of fear. Oh shit, that's scary. I'm scared of Judge Fear. Judge Fear is scary. Oh no, he's gonna get Batman. Oh, he throws in phosphor flares. into Judge Fear's face. This is cool because here you can picture it being like I picture in my head this being like in a film, and it being a cross between like a Jim Henson production and whoever it was who did the effects for The Thing. Of this like solid metal helmet, and it opens up and all of these like weird fleshy puppet bits come out and they go wee 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 and like wiggle around and stuff with a cool sound effect and like some squelchy noises and things. Ugh. So Jesus Christ! Does this happen? I swear this happens. It's like there's periods of me just being congested and wheezy as fuck on the podcast for like a while, and then it goes away and it comes back. I guess it's the winter, isn't it? Seasonal affective disorder, but not mentally. It affects my sinuses, sinusal congestive disorder. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Judge Mortis got fucked up, didn't he? Him getting fought and fit and fought and fit and fat and fifth. That's a cool Judge Death. Oh, we drew that a little while ago, didn't we? And then on a live stream, I drew Judge Death with tits. I love this. The texture and shit in that, where he, I assume, did the thing we saw in the video last week, where he paints really thick paint on with texture, full texture, and then paints over it to like render it or whatever. But this looks really cool. It looks really like goopy, but then it hardens and it's like a clear resin, and it's a really good effect of Mortis encased in this clear resin. That's really, 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 really cool. He just paints so fucking well. Like, I don't know how he does it. I mean, I know how he does it, but it's just, it's hard to do. There's me, copying Bisley pieces. Maybe I should focus on, not focus, but try copying a Jim Murray piece. Like one of the dreads, like this. I should try and do this. I love that pose. That dread pose is such a solid. Even the body itself and the boots are so fucking like, it's chunky and solid. That pose is fucking gangster. The angle's really cool. This leg and shadow's cool. It's just really fucking good. Also, he's got the shoulder pad down, because I've seen that get fucked up on so many different dread drawings. And in trying to draw it yourself, to draw that shoulder pad, but like not shit. And when the arm's moving up and around and stuff. But he seems to have it down. Like, it never looks bad on any of his dreads. Dreadses. I have a pose like this in my head for a part of Death Fist. So I'm not saying I'm going to steal this completely, but might take a little bit of inspiration from that. Should we draw? Let's get this hot chocolate down. Yeah, I think I'm feeling sleepy already. So it might be one of those short episodes. We'll copy that Judge Mortis, because that'll be a good one to draw. That'll be a good drawing for the draw, won't it? Where the fuck is he? Where'd he go? There he is. This one. God, do you remember when I drew that? Right, where there's so much glare on it from my goddamn lamp. I don't know what it's like for you. Well, it's fine for you, Jesus. Or I'm looking, if I'm sat here with my head here, there's a big glare from my lamp. Maybe if... it didn't really help. Whatever, let's just draw some fucking shit. Right, head. With his eyes. Shoulder pad and his hand. His gnarly, dark judge hand. Maybe it should be further away, but fucking whatevs. Ribs. I love how skinny he is as well, and so his like belt's all big and chunky, and like his shoulder pads and everything sort of hang off of his body almost. I've used up all of my everything I had to say. The what's the word? Bagpipes. The bagpipist. Is that the name? What's term for someone that plays bagpipes? Bagpiper. Oh, well, that seems so obvious and is so boring. I feel like bagpipist would be... Because like a flutist or a flautist is someone who plays a flute. And to me that would be... It sounds like that. It sounds right to say a bagpipist. But fine, if it's bagpiper, then that's okay too, I suppose. So I had that talking point. I did my good deed. Got those prunes for that fucking bitch. Here's something. I was in the local comic book shop today, which this is not part of that, but it's connected. It's all connected. Everything's connected. Oh God, I'm sleepy. I'm really sleepy. I wonder why. So I was looking for something in particular, a new book that's come out recently. They didn't have it, so it might be one I have to take a trip to London for, which is, it's whatever. And I was looking around, not really seeing anything that looked remotely interesting. Then I saw on the shelf the new, the new issue of the Hulk, the Nick Klein Hulk that we've been looking at. And I was like, oh, fuck, sick, cool. Pick it up, look through it, and I go, oh, it's the same guy as before. And I saw on Nick Klein's Instagram, he said, I'm back on the art for this next issue I'm working on. So I assume that's issue 6, so the next issue. And what's the guy's name? Like Travel Foreman or something? No shade to him, of course. His art is just not the art I'm looking for. So it's a little bit annoying to pick up, a Hulk comic with Nick Klein like drawn, painted cover on it, and for the interior artwork to not match. It's just a little bit of a letdown. And then there was on the shelf next to it. Well, yeah, no, right by it, because it was. I can't remember what comic it was, but it was a comic with a Mike Mignola cover, and I was like, oh shit, what's that? I pick it up. No Mike Mignola artwork on the inside. There's a few different artists doing a few different like horror comic things. And they got Mignola to do a cover, and it makes sense, and I get it, but it's like, fuck you, man. If I pick up a book with Mignola's artwork on the cover, I want Mignola's artwork to be on the inside of that goddamn book. So I came away with like nothing really to show, nothing to look at. But then I was looking through things a little while ago, and I came across this. And I recently looked through the whole entirety of Pit Comics, and I thought, shit, I forgot I had this. It's an issue 1 of Darkness Pit comic. I this is another one I've never seen anywhere else. Never seen any more issues of. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. From 2009. So it's recent-ish, more recent than the original Pit, but still pretty old at this point, almost 15 years old. So but the artwork's fucking cool, isn't it? Of course, it's Dale Keown. The cover's really fucking good. That's a really nice Pit. That might be one to copy as well, actually. That's really, really cool. Really good shapes and lines. The veins are fucking cool. Really good colours on that as well. And then all these, like, I don't know what, I can't remember. I looked it up briefly because I did a Pit commission fairly recently. I should have had this issue and looked through it. But these guys, I think they have a name. These, like, Pit darkness things. These are some kind of zombies or something. I don't know. But, yeah, those are really cool. Little, like, imps, goblin imp things. I like the big gums and, like, the wrinkles on the heads and stuff. Really, really cool drawings there. Yeah, evidently a bunch of, like, vampires or zombies or something. That guy's arms come off, his guts are coming out. Shit. Page 3? 1, 2... Yeah, page 3. Christ. The waiter's got guns. I have no idea what's going on. Kind of cool, though. Jesus. Berserker. Top Cow. I think they've been done and dusted for a little while. I'm not sure. Bloody things going on. Oh, that guy's head is like apart from his body, but only just. I like that. That's really, really cool. Guts. There's one dead bitch. Who? We know who that is. He's got the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle disguise where they put on like big coats and hats and no one knows that they're turtle people underneath. He's just got a poncho, almost like Death Fist. Whoa, that's fucking cool. Look at that shit. I don't know if they're zombies or vampires or whatever. They look more zombie-ish, but then it looks like they almost got claws, and that makes them look more vampiric. But they don't really have fangs, so yeah, maybe it's zombies. The colours are pretty cool as well, for some digital colouring. Like, I like the redness that they sort of blend into it. It's not just red, like, stapled onto it. It is blended in quite nicely with some, digital splat effects and stuff. Those are sort of like, but they fit in well enough. Really good drawing, though. I really like it. Some good, like, material cloth creases and some good skin wrinkles and things. Good shadows, dark and lights, good hands everywhere, lots of good claw hands. And the Pit, or just Pit. I keep calling him the Pit, but it is just Pit. Hey, and then he's little kids doing his magical powers thing. I like his hands, where they glow and go almost see-through. You can see the bones in his fingers and stuff. That's quite cool. Good goop. But then there was a lot of that throughout the Pit comics, wasn't there? There was a lot of good goop in the Pit comics. And then the darkness shows up with his goblin boys, and they tear him apart and shit. They're infected. No, don't touch them. I've see, because I could have looked through this before and been like, oh, aliens, that's kind of a cool thing, I guess. Oh, they got like drippy faces. That's weird, but I like it. But then after looking through all of the Pit comics, I guess aliens are a much more intrinsic belonging naturally and essential. Yes, aliens are a much more intrinsic part of the Pitt story than I first might have thought. He's an alien and his brother's an alien and they're twins, and it's all part of the thing. Oh, next issue. I will likely never know what happens next issue. Is this from next issue? Some little teasers of it. Another zombie spread. I guess this guy is responsible for the infection or something. I don't know. Some cool drawings. As is often the case, I don't have a clue what's going on. I like this as well. I like this. I like those moments. That's quite, like Fallout, where they got like the human skeleton in the sand with like the Vault suit hanging off of it or whatever as the guy's walking. That sort of vibe. I like that. So this is somewhat similar vibes to that. I like that. I dislike how like Justin Bieber-y he looks. Like he looks like a handsome man almost, but like a young handsome man. And there he looks like a middle-aged man. And he looks like a different person in each panel, which is quite funny. Not that I could do any better, but he gave him a cigarette. Can I have a cigarette? Sure. Oh, and then Pitt takes it out of his mouth. Well, I vaguely, briefly looked at this as I was flipping through. And I didn't really pay attention to what was going on up here. And I thought like he was holding a coin or something. And then just flipped past it and didn't really think about it. But now I see it's a cigarette that he's just taken out of the kid's mouth. And the kid's like, oh. That's pretty funny. Good lighting. That's a good Pitt drawing. I might have called him Hulk. In my head, I feel like I just called him the Hulk. I didn't mean to, but if I did, I apologise. Yeah, just a quick one today, I guess, in terms of that shit. That's pretty cool. There's other stuff I'm looking for, so maybe there'll be other stuff in the future. I am, I'm looking into, because the prize money from the Illustrated World series, which I came first in. It's going to be a helpful amount of money for several things, and it's going to be very easy. It would, as an example, be very easy for me to just sit on that money for a couple of months and have it pay my rent and then not do any work at all. But there's various things I'm going to be trying to do during that time. But I am going to try and use some of the money to actually do something with them for it to be useful. And I am going to hopefully get hold of some kind of like a GoPro cam or something like that. Something similar. Maybe not, a top of the line fucking thing. But something I can use, possibly use to record the podcast with, but I'm thinking mainly for streaming. So I could do live stream, drawing, podcast, chat, video things. That could be fun. That could be fucking fun, couldn't it? Ooh, I don't know if taking melatonin might have been maybe a not good idea. I said from the start, like, then I'll get sleepy, and how's that going to affect the pod? I don't know if it's going to affect it in a positive way. It's just going to make me tired, and that's how I feel right now. I feel very, very tired. I always feel tired because I'm a sleepy boy, and I don't get good sleep because I'm mentally unwell. But now I feel like my eyes are closing, but like not in a sleepy way almost. my eyes literally just don't want to stay open. Like, I don't feel like I'm about to go, but my eyes physically just keep going. And then I'm sat here wide awake, but my eyes are just closed. Like, oh, Christ. I can open them. Jesus, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I try and fight through. I believe Steve-O at some point did that, where he got put under like anaesthetic or something, but tried to fight against it, which is a really funny idea of a thing to do. You know, my thoughts and feelings about the Jackass crew have sort of changed over the years, obviously, because I've grown up. But it's still cool to see that, you know, some of them are still out there doing their thing. And it's cool that some of them have overcome other certain things, like Steve-O's overcome all of his drug and alcohol and whatever issues. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, I as a tangent, I saw that, yeah, he tried to fight back against anaesthetic, which is really funny. Because I've often thought that, like, what if you just try to stay awake? What if you just don't sleep when you get the anaesthetic? And then he tried to do that. And I don't think it worked. I think he lasted like a second, but then, you know, he was just like bug-eyed, like desperately trying to keep himself awake. But then he just collapsed under the anaesthetic, so that's quite funny. Which is... I feel like that's not relevant to anything, but I guess it is, because I was about to say something along the lines of trying to fight against... like, is it even a fight? Because melatonin isn't like... It's not fucking anaesthetic, is it? But it is something you've put into your body that is there to, like, help you fall asleep. To cause drowsiness. It says on the bottle, don't operate heavy machinery, whatever the fuck that means. I assume, like everyone else, I think when it says do not operate heavy machinery, I assume it means like forklifts and stuff. Like, don't operate a crane. Which is... I wasn't planning on it. I'd love the opportunity to, but I don't think that's an opportunity that's available to me to operate a crane or a forklift. But I guess it means like anything, cars or whatever. Don't drive a car after taking melatonin, which is very, very reasonable advice. I'm just trying to sit here and draw, and I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle against this stuff. So just as well I don't record my podcasts while driving, isn't it? Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be silly, wouldn't it? This is a chain. I fucking hate drawing chains. I hate drawing chains so much. I fucking despise them. It's such a fucking pain in the ass. Those and skeletons, anything with like lots of bits. Which is why it annoys me that one of the judges is a fucking skeleton on fire. Judge Fire. He looks cool, you know, flaming skeleton, stick a sheriff's badge on him, cool. But, you know, can't be fucked to draw a goddamn skeleton. Like, that's... I draw skulls, I draw all the skulls in the world, and it's fine. But then just trying to draw the whole... all of the bones, the rib cage, trying to get the shape of the rib cage right. While if you're trying to draw a skeleton like doing things, like moving around... it's just such a fucking pain in the ass. I am sleepy. I can hardly keep my eyes open. Like, I don't feel like I'm drifting off. I just feel like I'm struggling to... Or maybe I am drifting off. I it's 2 tiny little, like, melatonin gummies. It's not like, whoa, I took so many, like, sleeping pills and I'm trying to stay awake. Way, it's crazy. I just, I took a supplement that's made to make you drowsy to help you sleep. And I'm not in sleep mode. I'm sitting here, and you can probably tell I'm just doing this rather than. I was about to try and draw a Judge Fear helmet. Not that helmet. Get your head out of the gutter. Come on now. I'm talking about his penis. Seekers. It was funny. Great idea. Whose fucking idea was this? Well, you take melatonin and then. So I'll do a podcast after taking melatonin. Should I? Would that be funny, would it? Would that be a really funny idea? Says who? Sometimes I'll say something on a podcast like, oh, I thought I could do this or that for a podcast. And I may get like a comment or two here where they're saying like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. I look forward to seeing that. No one, not one person said anything about the idea of me taking melatonin and doing a podcast. Not a single one person. I just assumed on my own for some reason. I thought, hey, well, it'd be funny if I do that and thing, then that thing will be that, and then I would do that and thing that. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Fucking idiot. Well, it's an experiment, isn't it? That's, it's an experiment. Like, just slurring my words. I keep thinking, I had the thought that, I could sit here and see how long it takes me to just, how long it is before I can't take any more and I have to turn it off and go to bed. Or if I'm going to just say, well, it's been long enough, I'll quit here. I meant to say those two things the other way around. So do I just turn it off and go, well, it's been long enough, that'll do for the episode, I'm going to go to bed? Or do I just keep recording and then try to see how far I go? I'm sure it won't be worth watching either way. Did you see that animation I did? Yep. There's a separate video, you might have saw it already. 8 hours or so for 4 or 5 seconds of animation. It looks cool. I really, really do like how it came out. And it's one of those things where as I was doing it, as I was drawing all of those goddamn pictures, I was thinking to myself, this is going to come out shit. I don't even like these drawings necessarily. And I can see this, I put it all together and then it just looks janky as fuck. And I'm like, ugh, I just wasted a day on that. I won't show anyone. It's just whatever. But then I finished all the drawings, scanned them in, put them in a video program and then turned them into a little animation. And I was honestly so surprised when I first saw it as an animation. I was like, oh shit, that looks really fucking cool. Like even some of the little movements the villain makes in the animation, I'm like, oh fuck, that looks really cool. Like the drawing I was a bit about, but then as part of an animation, it looks cool. It really works. So that's something. I was really happy with that. So I at least get a vague idea of if this is a page that I'm doing for the commission. What do we reckon? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably the best way to do it, isn't it? I always prefer to do my pieces portrait rather than landscape. See, landscape would make sense because there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spurt, 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 you whore. See, they're all penises. All the Dark Judges but as penises. I mean, it'd be kind of funny. Okay, now this is. I mean, part of me, I'm like, oh no, this isn't the melatonin making me sleepy, and then I'm getting a bit goofy because I'm sleepy. Because sometimes I'm just like this, but I don't know if I'd find this quite so funny if I weren't quite so sleepy. So this is a penis, obviously, but then what if it was that? But then it had like the Dark Judge shoulder pads. That was my thinking. That's what I found it funny. Had like, I don't know, that sort of shit, the shoulder pads, and then I could have like the piercing here, and then the chain coming from that to the badge. Judge Bellend, Judge Frenulum. Well, I mean, it's not that funny. It doesn't even have a face. It should have like a skull face, shouldn't it? Now it looks like Darth Vader. Yeah, but I prefer to do in portrait, so I think this would work best. So it makes sense to have Judge Death here. I'll do a big gnarly, like grinning Judge Death. His shoulder pad and his. I'll put effort into like the pterodactyl thing as well. And then, oh yeah, if I put Mortis here, and then I can just straight up copy the skull from the comic. And then Judge Fear. And then Judge Fire down here for a couple of reasons. One, because then I only have to really draw like this bit of the skeleton, like very few parts of the skeleton. And then I'll put in like the, his trident he carries or whatever, and then flames and shit. And then the whole thing can be underlit, so I can put orange glow under these guys, and then behind them I can fade it up like orange into a darker orange, and then black at the top. Maybe a gnarly hand here and here, and then them just being dark judges. Make Judge Death a bit bigger, and his shoulder pads here like imposing over them. I think that'd be quite cool. That'd be really cool, actually. But then that is one of those moments where it's like, do I do that, or do I want to show more of their bodies? Because their bodies can be really quite cool, because you can get some cool shapes out of like the spindly, like skeletal bodies, but covered in these tight judge uniforms, and then do cool shit with their arms and hands and whatever. And the pouches, I love the skinny body with the big belt of pouches, and then their legs coming out like this. Oh boy, I'm struggling to.